4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Season 3 EU qualifying tournament. Riot Aria graciously providing us with game number 3 of Team Caffiene versus HeyIJustMetYou. And I gotta say, this series has definitely been crazy, Mr. Bird.
Crazy in the way that, well, the music right now is very crazy, but also as well, the picks coming out, the bands are coming out right now. Kazakh, Evelyn, Zinjo, Media of Leeson, Ari, and Mouth. Like, interesting enough from Caffiene. Team Black, again, a notable team / they did some decent things over on the EU until they kind of fell off, and we'll see what Team Black can do for this one. Right now, it's 1-1 tied, but it feels like Team Black's at a 0-2 deficit just because I think HeyIJustMetYou is getting a little crazy / they are kind of crazy cool because I think they're bacon lovers as well.
Bacon lovers are crazy cool. Didn't you know that, sir? I actually had bacon last night. I had eggs, bacon, sausage, toast, and tea.
That sounds like a very British breakfast.
Doesn't it? Yeah. Good for dinner, though. Late riser, but either way. Yeah, I'm a little surprised no Wukong banned this round. Wukong was an extremely influential pick there for HeyIJustMetYou, and it was able to let them tie up the game series. But other than that, I mean, Auri from game number 1 with that Malphite, definite bans I could see, except that it's HeyIJustMetYou now back on the left, and they were the ones that actually... No, they lost
played it.
Yeah.
No,
okay, not entirely too sure why they were banned out then. But either way, Leeson, I think 3 for 3. Same with Kazakhs and Evelyn.
Yeah, I mean, and Zin's gonna get canned out 2 out of 3. I mean, those are just really just general bans that everyone's been doing right now. I mean, Kazakhs, Evelyn, those 2 are just really detrimental in a team fight / its damage output during lane phase is just ridiculous. And then if you have Evelyn and Jokal as well, just so much control of that stuff. You can't know where she's actually going to be the whole time. Just way too much that you have to do for just one champion. We do see the picks coming out right now. Shen, Ezreal, and Janna are going to be locked in. So this is 2 for 2 Mig's going to be hitting up that Janna. Fortunately, she did play that Sona last turn. While we do see a Nunu Caitlyn. So Nunu Caitlyn, Ezreal, Janna. That's Sona actually as well. Really interesting to see that. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are going to happen right there when the Janna just switches over to Sona. Yeah, I would make it more sensible to that Sona Ezreal lane because you're just going to bring it a lot more poke where there's no sustain. There's literally no sustain where the bacon lovers are cool or crazy cool.
Nunu Caitlyn bottom lane or a possible Nunu jungle. Decisions. But we have seen Nunu Caitlyn in this tournament a number of times. Definitely some really nice early game pressure with the Blood Boil. Of course, the 7th steroid as well. Just get into position, land it on top, and go back to the farming. Clear creep waves, keep it nice and pushed. But other than that, yeah, we've seen it before. We also have an Olaf now on the table as well. It could be top. Might go into that jungle support Nunu, but I'm remembering the game where we had a Nunu and a Cho'Gath on the same team. It was like, good luck ever stealing monsters from them.
Yeah, I think that happened with Curse before, and actually I think Curse still got outsmited one time. Poor Saint was just in his smites, and I think it was actually Hotshot GG as well with CLG back in the day. Yeah,
back in the day, yeah.
poor Hotshot GG and poor Saint Vicious trying to team up and do some fighting. It's never a good time. Another thing that could have been a possibility was AP mid or AP top Nunu. It'd be really interesting to see. I mean, a lot of bruisers that come into play, Nunu just has a lot of sustain and such like that. So if you pair up an assassin against somebody that can sustain, right, it's like paper reading rock. You just kind of just outstain it, farm up, and then just push out the lane. And that is just assassin's worst nightmare. If you can sustain or over damage an assassin, it's pretty much GG. So Nunu, Cho'Gath, one of those 2. You should try to learn up on that because literally those are 2 really good picks against a lot of assassins, truthfully. Yeah, I don't know why Wukong was banned. I don't know if the Fiddlesticks was actually the biggest of problems, but yeah, I really don't understand why that Wukong wasn't banned because that Wukong just changed the game for the team of HeyIJustMetYou.
But we have left our mid to last, at least I assume mid to last here for Caffiene, so we do have a good chance here to kind of counter that Wukong. And who would you pick to counter a Wukong?
Jace. Maybe Akali. I know they were probably there thinking like that. Well, Jace would be a really good pick off. You can pick out Nidalee as well. Those are two like good poke harass. Plus they could do some damage as a melee form. I mean Nidalee with the Cougar form, Jace with his melee form. I don't want to say like Morgana and all the controls because again we saw it last game. Even if he had a control mid with the Nivea and such, Wukong just bursts down and you can't do anything about it. So I would say anything with high burst would be really good, or anyone that has really good high poke, like a Jace or Nidalee.
Well, they got 5 seconds to decide who they do want to go mid, and it will be Morgana. There you go. Hopefully those bindings not going to be hitting those clones. Definitely an issue, but maybe they're just going to try to out-farm Wukong. Now with the black shield, I'm pretty sure it won't block the Q damage or the dash damage. I'm pretty sure that's physical, but at least it will stop knockups.
Yeah, and it also definitely mitigate some of the decoy damage if ever there was any damage that came from decoy onto Dig. So there you go with that. I'm very questionable about the choice from Team Black to pick up. Sorry, Napper and what? Yeah, no. I mean, Zaki Boy. There you go. He's mid player for Team Black. Yeah. I'm very questionable about that because you have the same kind of skill set with Nivea in the sense that you have a lot of control that you can bring in with your Flash Frost and your Crystallize the wall. So I don't know. It's interesting seeing that if Zaki Boy going into that again. Maybe it's just his limitation to pull Champions X plays, or maybe just he wants to redeem himself from game 2 and bring it into game 3. Because I feel like Gio's just going to do the same thing and it's going to rock out the same way onto Zaki Boy, and he picks up a teleport again. So again, I feel like this bot lane's in trouble, and I don't know. Team Black, I'm scared. I'm scared, Team Black.
Well, Team Black, Team Purple here, or aka Caffiene, it's going to be their game to lose. I mean, they came out very strong game number 1 with a nice invade onto HeyIJustMetYou on that Amumu. Thankfully, we have kind of learned since then, but we still have another blue-dependent jungler, aka Narcus. So, Narcus back in the jungle, Zala going to be top lane with that Shen from game number 1. We don't have that Twisted Fate to combo with it, but we also have that teleport on Gio. We have a teleport on Alphic this round as well, so our top lane Olaf. If we do get a teleport from Gio, we should be able to counter that with the one from Olaf. Not entirely too sure to actually be effective, but at least you will have that extra map control.
But you have also the teleport slash the Stand United from Shen with Zoller. So it's like it's recognizant of game 1. You have a lot of global presence, and this time it might be even more so damaging to the team of to the team of Caffiene, with HeyIJustMetYou having Fiddlesticks being a nuisance, and also now Shen going to be a nuisance in team fights. I expect Team Black kind of to react the same way, where they go in, they see that Fiddlesticks out of position, they try to kill him, Fiddlesticks is out, and then everybody else just collapses on the team of Team Black. And I really don't know why they didn't ban out that Wukong, because that Wukong just changed so much of the game of why HeyIJustMetYou just won that second game easily there.
As I said, they did leave the mid to last, so I'm hoping that they have a plan here with this Morgana, and she'll actually be able to do a bit more damage against Gio. Now Morgana still has that ignite, no teleport from her, so every time Gio does go wandering, she should be able to do some nice counter pushing into the lane, so trying to just punish all that CS, because last round as a Nivea, really wasn't able to kind of punish his disappearances. She was way behind in terms of that farm. But at the same time, if he does go aggressive, she is kind of weak. I mean, Morgana's not exactly the healthiest of champions level 1. The only thing that she really has going for her is that black shield, but I don't think it'll really mitigate much of that damage.
I think Zaki Boy actually did have a chance, especially from the first gank, to really push onto where Wukong was. And although that was a good thing for Nivea, the only problem is the Fiddlesticks, not the greatest of gankers at level 4 and below. I mean, yeah, the Fear is pretty good, and level 2 Fear is just like really like an awesome kind of thing once it's rank 5, it's ridiculous. But like before level 6, Fiddlesticks can't really close in, so I'm expecting what Gio did like they did in early game. They're gonna go gank in about level 3, level 4, probably to bottom lane, and then Fiddle6 is probably going to be up. Rave's going to go change over to middle lane, cover that as well. So overall, I just met you just kind of getting this early game set up again. And hopefully Team Black responds like you said, but I feel like Team Black is in a really bad predicament, and then we'll see. I mean, over the picks though, late game, I mean, Morgana is just ridiculously good, so if it does go into that late game, Black has a great advantage.
Alright guys, game number 3, the game decider. Who's going to be going to Poland? Who's going to be winning the game number 3? This is where all the marbles are on the floor, or I always want to say that all the pogs are in the stack. You know, one heavy pog, take them all home, leave your opponent just in the dust. But lots of diamond borders.
True age right there, Mr. That true age.
All these teenagers are gonna be like, "What the hell's a pog?
Pog.
What's this old Manchester talking about?"
Diamond board is what you're saying. Yeah, I guess everybody plays on the same servers. That's really cool. Like we were noticing that from before, like everyone not having a diamond board or anything. I think Riot, like you said, is giving them accounts so that they can play.
10 skins.
That's a first.
It's rare at any rate. Not too sure it was the first, but definitely rare. Nobody likes a gloater.
I was about to say, there's a lot of gripe that I have on Pulsefire Ezreal because it messes up your CS score / it doesn't show you some of the CS scores. I'm not surprised that he's picking up Nottingham Ezreal instead of Pulsefire Ezreal just because of that little nation. But again, pro players still play with Pulsefire Ezreal because it does have a little bit longer of a queue than the other Ezreals do have right now. So, I mean, that extra range always helps out. That's the same thing with Battlecaster God. That is also the same thing with the Shadow Dash on Warlord Shen. Just a little bit more length for some skills.
Alright, level 1 invade actually not going to be focusing down on that bottom lane. In fact, we actually got a little bit of a split here. HeyIJustMetYou has Ezreal bottom lane. We do got we do got pings down there, but I guess he's there to stay. Looking for the invade from Caffiene in this top lane, but at the same time, Caffiene does have a 4-stack there in the top by the red, and Nunu in the middle doing a little bit of recon.
And Nunu's gonna be fine by himself over there, just trying to bait out or see if they're gonna go take it really lazily and just rush to that mid brush. But there is a ward over there by blue. Team Black is gonna be really defending, and this time I don't think either team's gonna go. I'll try to do a level 1 play, and then wait, want to say that Team Black's forming up, trying to go for this top lane, and probably just go into that top lane entrance.
Well, they could just sit there and wait for Shen to come up, but you have seen a lot of S3 top laners helping out those jungles. They have now adapted to kind of go back into the lane so they don't get ganked out. But still, in goes the invade from Caffiene. Once again, we do have those frail blue-dependent junglers for HeyIJustMetYou. We did not really have any successful jungle dives yet in both games, but, you know, hey, they're going to be at blue. And guess what? HeyIJustMetYou is at the other blue.
Yeah, great warding from the team with HeyIJustMetYou, making sure that they got that blue buff, secured. Again, since they've been playing all these blue buff dependent junglers, they knew that there was going to happen. Biggest thing that HeyIJustMetYou did, they didn't show up until about 155 to actually take that blue buff, so they made sure that that blue buff was going to be taken, and Minda's going to go take the wolves as well. He's going to get that extra bonus of a little bit more gold, but overall, really good stuff. We do see a lane swap, though, from the team of Team Black.
Alright, so business as normal, other than the swaps. You know, both of our junglers did get out their blues. Little bit of... Wait, why do we have ADs in the mid?
Yeah, lane swap in the way that AD mid, so that they can pressure Wukong. Because, again, Wukong was doing all the pressure and stuff. He pushes really hard, making sure that he doesn't actually get that kind of sustain. Solar at top lane going to go get the Zaki Boy. I thought Zaki Boy was going to go bottom per se, because you still need that blue buff on Morgana, and that's going to be really tough on that top lane. Solar's going to have enough sustain, and the Zaki Boy can push back onto Shen, but Shen still going to do a bit more, just more DPS on the Zaki Boy, so Zaki Boy is going to have to watch out for that. But we do see the switch up now. We're going to see Ezreal and Sona actually at mid lane, so very smart for the team of HeyIJustMetYou, because, well, there was no potential for Wukong to do anything over that in that mid lane. Now going to switch over the bottom against that.
We don't have that Shadow Dash ready to go, but he will blow out the flash. Zoller is not going to get hit by the binding, but it does look like he will at least secure himself a kill. Gio's going to come up top, however, on top of the Zaraki boy, but we do got that binding ready to go for him. He can't even flash through that one, so a lot of pressure going up top, but now that's going to leave Olaf to do a little bit of farming bottom lane. Bit of a preemptive teleport in my opinion there from Gio, but at the same time, you know, again with that lane swap Korean style, it's the 80s mid with that support Nunu, but we have now adapted to it. Is Olaf gonna go, sorry, is Mundo gonna go down to those golems? It does not look like he's in any danger, but he is extremely low.
The problem with Burning Agony, you never know really what's going to happen to any jungler from Mundo, especially if they burn themselves all the way down to pretty much 5 health. It's just unfortunate, if anything, of us to try to bait ourselves out that Mundo is actually going to die. The biggest thing right now, yeah, they're going to switch up again over that bottom lane, but I feel like they should switch off Wukong, go to top lane against his Morgana still, because the original plan was pretty successful. Don't know if they're going to actually just follow through or just going to keep this as it is for the lane matchups.
Well, as you said, Shen was able to do some decent pushing at least early there, and you know Morgana will take a little bit to accrue just that extra clearing power from her Tormented Soil, whereas Shen, you know, good old energy Shen, throws out Vorpal Blades, heals off him, is able to push up pretty decently, and then when he has a nice creep wave behind him, can just Shadow Dash right behind Morgan. If she doesn't have that black shield, she will be able to take a lot of a beating there. So I think he's doing actually okay. It's just more of how is Olaf going to treat against Gio?
Gio versus the Olaf, or the I can't actually see his name, Alvik. It's actually a really good match for Alvik, because again, yeah, Wukong could be a little deceptive and can armor penetrate as well, but the damage output of what Olaf can do with those reckless swings is just devastating to Wukong that goes in, he doesn't have to take some damage down, and actually defends himself really well against people that do you know, damage with armor, but the damage over armor, but when you have true damage over that, well, say goodbye to your armor, because it doesn't really matter what you do with that armor.
Yeah, true damage. Don't care about no armor, boy. Yeah. So mid lane mid lane Caitlyn, she does have that longsword to start off with the help of the Blood Boil from Nunu. You know, it's a lot of extra damage she's able to get off, and Migza just going in for that harass. Nanook able to land a little bit as well, but Migza's not going to get out of that one unscarred. And we do have a gank forming up top lane. Mundo's going to be finding Zoller. Zoller is going to have to Shadow Dash on out. Should be able to land a binding, but yes, we are going to get that binding and the Tormented Soil. Black Shield coming out as well on top of Naprian. Of course, it does nothing against that Terran. Once again, a defeated gank top.
Yeah, unfortunately, Shen is just the master of getting in the way and such like that. So, really good stuff coming out from this Shen right now. For HeyIJustMetYou, Zoller just doing a really good job defending the stuff from all the little harassments that he's doing. And it's actually 36 to 41, not too bad over there. But yeah, we'll see this gank over here. Gio's trying to get on Alvik, but Alvik is not going to go away from this. Doesn't have a Ragnarok, but he will soon, and it will be bad in Gio. Just really bad in the places that he should not be in.
Yeah, nice binding and Tormented Soil again, but Feint comes out from Zoller. It does stop a lot of that damage. Is going to be able to defeat this again, but still tower damage is ticking down. Another few pushes like that, and it will be in the danger zone. So Ivarzaki in the top doing all right. 45 creeps to his name, but Shen has actually been able to keep up really well. 44. Now bottom lane, however, Gio 27 to the 49 of Olaf. He's actually not looking so good.
Again, just the damage output, plus on top of that, the teleport, yeah, like you said, really hurt him into that early game, and now like Olaf's just super ahead, and it's not really going to be a good thing for a team of HeyIJustMetYou. I get why they didn't switch to Wukong until now, because again, Wukong, the Morgana was over at top lane, so you know you can't really control that blue buff unless you control your opponent's blue buff, which is really hard. So I get that's why, because if Morgana switched earlier and blah 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 go in the bottom lane, then she would have still utility X get that blue buff really early. But now with well Gio now down 20 creeps now instead in the lane partner. Morgana's gonna be pretty sustained up well. I mean, she has 4 health pots right now. She has 2 wards popping now. She's gonna have probably another, well, probably a K or so. If she wants to go get into that Nuclear Rod, or well, she wants to go into zonas anyway. That's probably the best engage cancel. And we do see that switch up finally, and Olaf's gonna try to keep on owning this lane with the Wukong in it.
Yeah, that's what you do. You got to follow your opponent, guys. Do not let your opponents grab that advantage. So Alvic versus Geo, clone coming out as well. Geo already with that health potion. And what I'm finding a little curious, though, is that ever since we did get the switch into mid, Caitlyn is actually losing out in creeps. 65 to the 78 of our Ezreal, and that's with Blood Boil, Vamp Scepter, and the Tier 2 boots. Now, unfortunately, I'm looking at Ezreal, and guess what we're going to see again?
Brutalizer.
Yeah.
I mean, CDR is good, triple 80 is good. Some good stuff coming out from that. Nanook getting some good damage, but the thing is, the bigger thing is, well, Zaki Boy's in a really big trouble. Z gonna get out, that's gonna use the Soul Shackles, but Zeller's gonna get the first blood in that bottom lane.
Yeah, but at the same time, Alvic going to be taking down Geo top, so 1 for 1, but yeah, as he said, first blood going off to HeyIJustMetYou, so they're going to creep ahead a little bit here in the gold, and you know, despite the radical difference in gold, Ezreal's kind of making up for the deficit on Geo. Now Geo's dead in the water, so he does have double Doran Blade with the boots and a whole bunch of pots, so you can definitely feel the burn there.
Oh, we do see a teleport coming down there, and you see Narcus coming right back out. Is he gonna get some damage onto Alvic? Alvic doing a pretty good job of deserting out, and Zizikoy as well. So Midden's actually probably take out that turret, and yeah, this is gonna be a really bad time because HeyIJustMetYou, they're in a interesting position right now. They're down a little bit of gold. They can't take this dragon anymore, and yeah, they might be losing a little bit more, say, in the control of the map.
1-to-1, no dragon going down there. That was a little bit of a wasted surprise, wasn't it, the Crow Storm?
It was his defend against the Olaf, because the Olaf teleport would have actually probably destroyed everything. And even if they took the dragon, that would probably have been a 0 for 2 for the team of Team Black, just because, well, damage output of that Olaf Stone is pretty good, but also as well, everyone is pretty healthy still on that bottom lane, except for, I think it was not Zizikoy, it was it Morgana that took it down. So overall, yeah, it was a good call for HeyIJustMetYou to try to disengage from it, and that's why they had to use the Crow Storm to actually do that. So a lot of things had to burn for HeyIJustMetYou, and now taking the pressure over in this mid is not looking so healthy for the team of HeyIJustMetYou.
All right, so a little bit more back to farm. We haven't actually had Ezreal go back to town yet, but look at the crescendo come out. That's why you go cleanse. Unfortunately, she's still got extremely chunked out of it and is going to have to head on back to home. But still, without that cleanse, would have been a kill for our Ezreal. And, you know, in this tournament, this matchup, actually, specifically, we haven't seen Barrier.
Yeah, that's a lot of barriers that we missed out. Like, literally, we've seen Barrier almost everything throughout, except for this matchup. But cleanse, a little bit more important for Caitlyn that way. And Ignite, I guess, really important because, yeah, we've been usually seeing Barrier from a lot of the 80 carries, but, yeah, just this team alone, HeyIJustMetYou, loves the Ignite, loves the damage output that you can get from this 80 caster.
Geo's still trying to go head-to-head here with Alvic. Alvic definitely getting a bit of a better exchange, but in comes Narcus, and obviously, Crow Storms are OP.
Surprise! And getting a good kill on that. Zola are gonna go right on Zaki Boy. Zaki Boy's gonna try to clear the lane before so they can actually push in. Mindo coming in from the side. Nap is gonna get some good damage, but Fear going out. Is this an actually really bad gank that's happening right now?
Yes. I have no idea why Vittles was still there, but we didn't have a flash for him, so I guess he just kind of said, "Alright, we'll tank right through it." C'est la vie.
Yep, they do trade off on that turret, but that means Morgana's going to try to push this down over the bottom line. Again, AP, the difference is, well, Morgana's not going to push it down super fast, but she'll probably put enough chunks into it so that she'll be able to take it down, no problem. Do you see the defense over that middle lane still? I mean, Ezreal's doing a really good job. 111, well, 114 right now, and yeah, Morgana's going to be able to take out on this bottom turret with relative ease.
There it goes. So yeah, 2-1 for the turrets. 12, almost 13 minutes in. 3-2 for the scores. So a little bit lower on the kill scores than we're actually used to, with double zeros for actually only our mid lanes. both of our mid lanes actually 0-0-0 at this point, but they are farming up a storm. Caitlyn catching up a little bit here to Ezreal, but he's still up about 3 creep waves or so. A good 18-19 creeps. A lot of damage landing on top of Dick Zoe there as well. He's going to be forced back, forced into the cleanse, but we don't have it, so he's going to die. Geo good. Actually, Geo picking up that kill. Where did Geo come from?
I don't know, actually. I think he flashed to get that one. Yeah, he flashed to get that one too. He really wanted to get that kill. He's 2-1-1 right now, and yeah, it's okay that he took that kill because he's 70-72 on the lane partner, but now Olaf hasn't actually been pushing or hasn't actually been CSing as well, so I mean, yeah, it's looking pretty decent for Hey I Just Met You, because like, yeah, Olaf just stopped the push, and now he's kind of in this in-between moment, building up to a Phage, going to be relative to Frozen Melon instead of maybe, well, Kindle Gem or maybe Warmox. It's interesting what the thought process is with Alvic for this top lane.
Now, it was funny that we were talking about how Geo was actually really down in the creeps, but now that if you look at him with the lane partners, 89-89, 71-74, and then it's just really that Ezreal with the big difference, 130-105. So he's actually caught up really nicely, and now with those 2 kills under his belt, you can see, the double Dorans, the Brutalizer, very likely for the next step to see ourselves that Black Cleaver. So you can see as well Geo from that bush going in with the clone, just able to land a Q, nothing really else. Top towers are both down as well, so there's nowhere else for him to really congregate except mid, but mid as a group against a Morgana seems a little dicey.
Yeah, don't know if the Morgana is going to be able to push in without the team, and the team is there, so I guess they're going to be able to push in. And we do see the Fiddlesticks Crowstorm going to be primed, I think. I don't know if they're going to go actually use this. Yep, they are going to use it. We're going to see the damage coming down.
Yeah, primed, ready to go. Absolute Zero not going to hit anyone. Digi just kind of using it as a barrier, but at the same time, 2 kills down now for Hey I Just Met You. Looking for the kill on top of Izaraki, but Migza not able to pick it up. Will be able to help Nanook pick up the kill on top of Nunu. Do we have a red buff on him? I didn't actually see an auto attack. Yeah, it was a red buff. Okay. Nanook with the red, so really good pickup there from him as well. And now all of a sudden 7-2. So much for being even, up 3k, and still pushing strong.
Yeah, they should be able to get out the second turret actually. So I mean, 5 people in, I'm pretty sure they can, and they're going to be able to take this with relative ease. Biggest thing that happened there, I mean, the takeoffs were really good, but Narcus in the last game wasn't really too big of a factor. It wasn't like the biggest thing. It was all onto Geo, but Narcus is actually really doing some really good ults, and while Geo barely getting out alive in that one.
That binding
bullets. Sweating some bullets right there. Oh my gosh.
Ah, well, binding lost is a kill lost. And unfortunately for them, yeah, we're just going to actually tank up against this tower. But we do got Narcus there. Black Shield going to come out. And a little bit of a pause there for me on top of that VOD. But no tower kill. But still, it's kind of doddering on its last leg. So it does look like we're very interested in taking this down in terms of Caffiene. They are going to be able to grab themselves Dragon. I believe first Dragon of the game because we had the earlier interrupted result. But Nanook going to try to get a little bit of revenge here for that tower. They do not have anything to run to. We do get that ward there as well, but it does not look like we'll be able to chase it down too much. But still, with that red buff, could have made a case for going up against Morg.
Yeah, probably could have actually sniped down the Morg overall, though. Especially with the Brutalizer on top of the Bloodthirster that he's building, or he built up already. It's going to be really strong what Nanook's going to be doing. He's going to go ahead and push on this bottom lane. I'm pretty sure Zoller and everybody are just going to respond with that. Because the Dragon's down, just going to push down the bottom lane and take that turret. Unfortunately enough, Black is going to be defending at their homes yet again, and we'll see what Hey I Just Met is going to be doing with this one. Then take the blue buff instead, and interesting choice, but I guess it's a good choice. Geo just pushing up this top lane, going to get some damage down onto Alvic. Alvic's going to return to say, well, I have Reckless Swing. I do a little bit more damage to you, Mr. Geo, sir.
Yeah, Geo's been actually struggling a little bit against that true damage, but he's been able to grab the kills elsewhere. 2-1-4 now for him. Still looking for a cleaver, unfortunately none yet, but still with that Brutalizer, out comes the Bloodthirster for our Ezreal, and 150 creeps is leading the pack. Caitlyn a little bit behind in terms of actually about 4 or 5 creep waves She's been a bit behind now, but she's going for her Infinity Edge first again. So, yeah, it's going to take a little bit longer to get that BF sword item.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, Zizukoi is going to be there. She'll get it right now. But yeah, and again, Brutalizer, it's up ahead with that CDR health, or not the health, but CDR damage, and then also the armor penetration. It's a little bit more useful than what the team of Caitlyn does with, well, damage output, has the Vampire Acceptor, but that's pretty much it. We'll see what'll happen pretty soon for the Caitlyn, but the Caitlyn needs to catch up. And also as well, and Morgana, Zarya's not even built up yet, just needs the large rod. A little bit behind where, well, even though he did have a really bad lane phase, Gio's been doing a pretty good job here in this mid lane.
I'm looking at Mundo. Mundo still has a machete, but I was going to say he's likely to pick up an Aegis next, and there it is. Aegis with the Kindle Gem, could he actually be the one to pick up the Shurelya's for the team?
Possibly. I mean, Nunu doesn't even have boots yet. So I guess this is a EU thing. I think this is just a Nunu thing, truthfully.
Yeah.
As you see, Zola coming in and we get cleanse out of there. They're just using that to zone out, but great damage output. Unfortunately, we're not Migza to get some more damage out. There you go, Zaki Boy gonna go in, but Exhaust coming out onto him, so he's not gonna do as much damage. And yeah, Fammer's just not gonna pan out. Zaki Boy is gonna be taking death right over there. Very great stuff coming out there, 2-0 for the team of Hey I Just Met You, now pressuring this bottom lane second turret.
That was a good absolute zero. I wish the camera had actually figured out to move up a little bit, but there it is. Naprian going to get caught out. He's going to go down. This could be the pseudo ace coming out as Olaf going to be running for his life. Gio, can you catch that? Does not look like he will be able to, but Caitlyn, the only reason Caitlyn got out of that is because we had a black shield on her from Morgana. And unfortunate that we weren't actually able to take a kill off of Hey I Just Met You, but that's going to put them now 10-2 up in towers, up in gold, and truthfully, it looks like they are looking, you know, really strong to take game numbers, move on to the round of 8.
Yeah, it's looking like that. Team Black just really can't respond to it. I mean, I feel like Team Black has a better team fight engagement, but then again, they just got caught out yet again over there. Olaf gonna respond, Morgana's responded really late, and when they trickled in one by one, Team Black just fell super fast. And that's just a credit to Hey I Just Met You. They wanted the pressure at this bottom turret at a specific time, and they were pushing pretty hard for it, and yeah, they just took it. And when they took the tower, the other people wanted to struggle behind, and you know what, make it a really easy game for them. They're just gonna push in and get everybody caught in position. The Fiddle ults, the Fiddle damage is really the thing that's been the #1 thing that actually has been changing in the game. Game 2 is more over the Wukong ults, but Gio and Narcus have been really trading out the roles, and both of them together have been just creating so much havoc. But the other thing is Nanook has been playing a lot better than Zizukoi on the 80 carry just for last game and this game right now. Just Nanook he's doing a really good job right now for Hey I Just Met You.
So we got that cleaver now for Wukong. We got our Fiery Ninja once more, and a Zonia's once again on top of our Fiddlesticks. So it's going to be kind of hard to burst him down once he jumps in there. Crowstorm, Dark Wind, Fear, Zonia's, and then the rest of the team kind of catches up, cleans up, and is GG well played. I've been actually kind of impressed with Zoller myself.
In top lane, yeah, he's been doing a really good job. Shen on both games, actually. Game 1, he did a really good job with that one. It's just weird things that really happen with Hey I Just Met You. And we're going to see a really weird engagement in Black going in onto the team.
There goes the crescendo. Diggy kind of actually just dancing it out, but look at that cycle, an absolute destruction upon that Nunu. And down goes the Baron as well for Hey I Just Met You, so that is not going to be good news for Caffiene. Naprian going to drop no kill for him. In fact, it is going to be a 4-for-0, 5-for-0 exchange with the Quadra at the end, and that is the surrender vote. 22.5 minutes. That's actually the quickest game between these two teams, but hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but they're moving on to the round of 8 and going to Poland.
To call them, maybe, and wow, they totally just wrecked that little last fight, and again, outplaying the Morgana Zaki Boy Narcus with that Zanya's counted out, was supposed to die from that, and then Alfred on top of that made sure that he got the smite onto Bear, and it was like, oh, wow, that just happened. Narcus Oh my gosh, did so well in that game. Gio did okay with that game, but Zoller as well. The team, Hey, just met you, kind of reminds me of M5 in the sense that they really outplayed Team Black today, and unfortunately Team Black, well, I mean, they did take that first game really well, but their second and third game, there was just unquestionable. Hey, I just met you, just came back and just won them really well.
All right, guys, so that is going to be the game series for our round of 16 matchup. Poor Black, unfortunately for them, did not exactly do well against the Koreans back in MLG, did not make it into the top 8 here for EU as well. But still, valiant effort, and one of the only best of 3 series that actually go to 3 in our EU qualifiers. So I've been the FourCourtJester, with me the L3 IRD. Stream is the word, and we'll be bringing you the rest of the qualifiers here as they unfold. So guys, thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure, Mr. Bird. Catch you later.
Take care.